I love shooting film, especially instant film, but sometimes you just can't beat taking a photo with your phone. The best camera is the one you have with you. Famous saying. Who said that? Chase Jarvis, I think. Did he coin that phrase? I'm not sure. Lots of people have said it. But the best camera you have with you is often your phone. Tis I, Julian Kai. Thanks for tuning in to this video. I thought in today's video we might do a bit of a two-parter, all about phonography. I went through, like I'm sure a lot of photographers did, of really enjoying taking photographs just on my iPhone. The trouble is with digital photographs is they don't really exist unless you have them printed. I'm a big fan of printing photographs. Otherwise they end up just living on your phone, living on your hard drive on your computer. So get them printed, or better still, make a photo book. And I spent a while going through some of my phone photos and made these two lovely little pocket-size photo books. One all about things and another all about people. It's a great way just to sort of get your photos together and collate them and put them in a format where you might actually just pull them off the shelf and have a look through them at some point. Because how often do you spark up the computer to look at your photographs? Maybe you scroll back through your phone and look at the photographs there, show them to people there, post them to the social medias. But you know what? There's nothing like having a tangible, proper thing to hold in your hand. And any of you who have watched my previous videos, you know how much I like real, tangible photographs. So continuing this series of narcissistic, self-indulgent videos looking at my own photography, I thought we would take a moment and go through some of the photographs in these little books. So in today's video we're going to look at things, and in part 2 of this video we'll look at people. So I can't actually remember where I got these books printed. I don't think they were very expensive. I think some offer came along and I thought, well, it's a good excuse to test out the quality of these books and see what they're like. They're great little books, fairly simple. Quality is fairly decent, but the pages, really fat, hefty cardboard pages. So a selection of photographs taken and edited on a camera phone. So when it comes to digital photos, especially phone photos, I think anything goes. I think, you know, enjoy yourself, slap on as many filters as you want, have a real good fun, play with them. You know, there's lots of these apps that make photos look like film. I'm quite a purist when it comes to taking film photographs on traditional cameras, but I think when you're shooting on a phone, you know, enjoy yourself. You know, I'm a big fan of an app called Hipstamatic. I think it's still around, and it basically sort of recreates different film types, and it's just lots of heavy filters and stuff, and some of them are a bit over the top, but you know what, it's all a bit of fun, isn't it? So I think I produced these little books in 2021, and the photos would have been taken, you know, over a period of years before that. So I can't really remember the story behind each of these photographs or where they were. But I think when you've got your phone and the freedom just to snap away, it's just a great opportunity to go out and just photograph interesting little things, find interesting little angles, find interesting little objects. I'm more of a people photographer, so I do like photographing people, but I think it's also nice just to go out and find quirky little objects. So here we go, or a bit of landscape. So this is an interesting tree I saw on the horizon there, and obviously snapped this. I can't remember. I would imagine most of these were taken with the Hipstamatic app, and then you can scroll through in the app different film types and lens types, so it gives you all these different feelings. But they give you this very retro, low-mo, real film photography, analog photography feel, even though obviously they're just digital phone photos. So they give the photos a lot more interest and charm. Here are some interesting little objects I think I found on a walk one day when we were at some old farm, and I found an old shed and found these items in there. I mean, who knows what's going on in there? Little chicken house or something. Again, you can just really play around with composition and shape, and a little bit of lovely blossom there. And again, these come into their own when you've sort of printed them as real objects or put them in a little book like this. There we are, back on the farm, and did I don't think I ever noticed. Is that the same photo? That is literally the same photo. That's amazing. I've not looked through this book. I'm looking through this book, you know, for the first time in many years. So look, I've put the same photo. I obviously didn't pay too much attention to producing this book. I think I just wanted to shove some photos in and knock that out, but I've put the same photo in there. So maybe pay a bit more attention when you're creating your books. I wonder how many times that photo pops up. So here's a lovely, I love shooting a cemetery, and this tone and texture and sort of filters all over this gives it that sort of quite otherworldly feel. So I really like that, and just playing around with some symmetry there. Symmetry in the cemetery. Nice and blurry shot there, and an old wheelbarrow. Just interesting texture, made even more full of texture by the sort of heavy borders and film, sort of film grading look on there. Some nice black and whites there with the fake film numbers on the bottom. I mean, I do have a bit of an issue if people are pretending digital photos are instant photos or digital photos are film photos. When people put the sort of Polaroid border on a digital photo and then put it out there. I mean, I think if you're being honest about it and you're saying what it is, fair enough, but shoot a Polaroid if you want a Polaroid photo. Now, I know this is exactly what I've done here. I put a fake film border on here, but I think that the purpose of this was just to play around and have a bit of fun. There we go. I did do a whole series of film photographs, instant film photographs of robots, so maybe we'll have a little look at those at some point. It's sort of an ongoing project. Whenever I see a little toy robot or a robot somewhere, I like to grab a photograph of that. So that's one of those shot on the phone. Some more interesting things. I think that's a little row of bottles of bubble bath or shampoo or something like that. I like the way the sunlight just sort of came through and showed those colours up. And then puffles. Can't beat taking some photographs of puffles. Does anyone remember puffles? And there's some strange wrestling lady being kissed by a blue fish. So there we go, and that's the old shed that my parents used to have in their back garden. Memories. Nice short one today. Thanks for tuning in. We will get back to doing some videos about film photography and instant photography again soon, and some other ideas I've got. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Comment below and subscribe if you fancy it.